Yes. The Star of is that Star of David? Is that what it is? We're looking well protected, well governed. Welcome
Guys,
back to Armchair Gaffers.
in the words of
Sizzler
Liz
Kalanji.
Truss, we back, baby. Yeah.
4 of the 5 members of the Footballing Jodeci return for another instalment of our football gossip, news, views, booze, whatever you want to call it. We were slightly delayed as there were fights in the crowd as we were making our way to the studio. A few Arsenal fans were having a bit of a tussle, but we made our way around it and we made it here. And we are good to go again.
So we haven't got imagery. We haven't got any image.
So there are photos that we've been sent in live from the scene. Look at it, treacherous. This country is falling apart. I say this country. This happened yesterday at the MetLife Stadium in New York. But we're being sent beamed live images. Look at it, down and out, and the season hasn't even started. But this is what we love to see. We're nearly back. I think it's about 20 or so days until the season starts again. But it's always good to get your training in for thuggery and hooliganism. Look at it. It's just disastrous.
Guys. You know what I took from that. Sorry to just punch in, but I took from that. Yes, it's pre-season, but you got to remember. Big boy stage in Europe. Got to get ready.
Indeed. Arsenal back at the top table, so they'll be meeting and greeting all of the top ultras. And as Ten Hag said, we don't do friendlies. And as loads of managers say, train how you play. So yeah, shout out to the Arsenal fans for getting that in. Jess, punch in.
I didn't think that was a big deal.
You wouldn't?
But why would I?
Because you're an Arsenal fan?
No, I saw that and I guess I'm desensitized to violence here, but then I realized where I cut my teeth, like where I started watching football, was at Millwall.
Okay.
So when I saw that, I'm thinking, and I'm like, you know what? No, that's not normal. It's become normal to me, but it's not.
Yeah. Was it when everyone else looks crazy? Maybe it's you that's crazy.
We call it football, they call it soccer. It's different.
Yeah.
Hey, who lost, by the way? Who lost? Because obviously there was a guy lower down on the bleachers because we're in America, so there's the guy there. I think the guy who had the higher ground, he won, right?
Yeah. High ground wins usually.
The higher ground, element of surprise.
Not even that. Sun Tzu in the Art of War said, always keep the high ground.
It's tried and tested. It's probably in 48 Laws of Power as well. All of those books that you can read, on your spare time on your holidays. But yeah, as you'd expect, I think the favourite won. But we're all winners because we got to see a very strange event. Speaking of strange event, Man United won twice yesterday. They won in normal time, 2-0. But friendlies don't count. It's just pre-season. And then there was a random Americanized penalty shootout at the end of the game, and the commentators were selling it in as a way for players to prepare to take penalties and take high pressure penalties across the season, and the best place to do it is in front of an 80,000 capacity stadium. I thought it was just more Americanism creeping into the game. And yes, Chris, buffoonery is the word I would use. It was a 10 o'clock kickoff in the UK. The game was played in New York. A decent, I'd say ill-tempered at times, high tempo clash. What did we make of this pre-season game? Both put out fairly strong teams. I'd probably say Arsenal had the stronger team. Chris, what were your takes from yesterday's friendly?
I can't lie. I enjoyed the game. I can't lie. I'll be honest. I'm not usually a fan of friendlies, but I enjoyed the game. I thought it was pretty decent. I can't lie. Anthony. You see what I mean? I'm really mixed in my mind with other people, but
Jesus,
I can't lie. Anthony has to be placed on fraud watch from now till December. We need to start building that Rico case.
We're getting that case, the case to give us a bit of evidence.
Start building cases.
And Chris, I'd agree. There's a little bit of evidence. It's the last two friendlies against Lyon on, I think it might have been Wednesday, and yesterday. He missed two big chances at the start of the games.
Bro, you know what it is, yeah? I would love to say that it's just pre-season, but this has been going on since he joined United, and I'm scared, bro. Like, I don't even like the ball going towards him when he's near goal. I'd rather it just go to somebody else or fall to someone else, because he just don't be scoring properly. Like, Sancho was a little bit impressed, but he's also on my forward watch till December. Mm-hmm. Kobe Mainoo, baller.
Truth. Jess, will you manage?
Top tip.
I'll go on, Chris.
Penalty shootout thing, buffoonery. So the penalty shootout thing, top tip, buffoonery, because Arsenal knows. Why do we need to see them lose a penalty shootout?
Don't need to drag it out or extend the pain anymore. Scorch and Jess, were you able to tune in, or does pre-season not matter to you, or were you watching something else like a hijack or a Love is Blind or a Love Island on your Saturday night, or did you tune into this blockbuster pre-season friendly?
I think as a Gooner, I should let Jess go first.
This Gooner was at 60fish last night.
Okay, cool. Jess, have you seen any of the reaction? Any highlights? The £105 million man yesterday had his his debut or his bow. Have you seen the reaction to said performance from Declan Rice or Decky Rice?
Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't seen anything of the game. I haven't seen the highlights. By the time I found out we lost, I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm not going to watch the highlights.
Moving on to the next one, as they say.
On to the next one. I don't know what people expect from Decky Rice. I think, was that his first time playing in that role? I don't know. But I'd rather my team won, of course. But I'm not taking too much away from the game. I don't see Decky Rice playing that role. I think that'll be Partey, and Decky Rice will be playing the Xhaka role. But there's lessons to be learned in losses. But forget that. I want to know what you think, Dan, about United's chances off the back of that performance. You watched the game, right?
Yeah. I watched it all. Watched the build up. Dennis Irwin just dropping some bars, man. Lyrics for the Litlands who aren't quite acquainted with his pedigree. But yeah, I was impressed with it. I was impressed with the tempo overall. Both teams seem to be at it.
Yo, intensity,
bit of needle,
crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's what you want to see, man. And I don't know if it's off the back of Ten Hag's "we don't do friendlies" comment, but I liked it, man. There was a little bit of bad blood. Martinez going in tough and smashing people and whatnot. But in terms of chances, I don't think you could take too much away from this and extrapolate it across the season. But I do like the intensity and I do like the exposure and minutes that Kobe Mainoo is currently picking up. He seems like an absolute cast iron star. And yeah, little flashes of hope. Sancho seems to be lithe. He seems fitter, faster, stronger, a bit sharper. But I'm not going to get blown away by pre-season Pirloism because I've seen it before.
Andreas Pereira.
Yes, yeah, we've seen it all before. Scott, your take that? Sorry, Jeff.
That's all. I know it's early, still pre-season, yeah.
Yeah.
And you too, Chris. Yeah. Like so far, what are you guys' expectations on United season?
Chris, you seem like you're on mute.
I thought he was just shook.
Sorry. United have to go for the league. United, we need to go for it. I'm sorry. Like I'm saying, I'm moving mad, but United have to go for the league this season. Like we actually have to try and do something this season. Arsenal went for it last season. We ain't gone for it. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Like, let's try. Like, if we lose, if we don't go for it, worst scenario possible, we end up fourth. But let's try to go for the league, man. Like, let's try.
And you feel like United are equipped? United are equipped to challenge for the league. Yeah? Johnny Evans, McTominay.
If you have to stop and get ready, surely you're not ready. Like, United should try. At the end of the day, yeah, we always say we're in these phases, we're always in these rebuild projects. when is the rebuild project done? It's like HS2 Railway. Like we're just saying, yeah, we're under construction. We're trying to do this. We're trying to do that. Just do it. Like the worst case scenario is we fail.
I like it, Chris. I like it, man.
Gusto, like it. It's just youthful exuberance there. Jess, I would say in a much shorter version, abridged version, I would say I'd like United to be the best also-rans. I think the gap between Man City and everyone else is too big. But I think, yeah, if Man United, not Newcastle, can close that gap and become the best also-rans and maybe make City sweat a little bit, probably, I think it would be hard to make them sweat as much as Arsenal did, if I'm being totally honest. But yeah, I think United finishing second, little bit of silverware, is probably very realistic, and I'm hopeful. And I think we actually can bridge that gap.
Okay. And
Scorch, on Declan Rice's debut, I know there were copious amounts of opinions flowing through the social media sphere. You said, and I'm paraphrasing here, this is similar to what we see from Declan Rice. It's just not at West Ham. I disagreed with it, but I didn't say it in the group. Please state your case.
No, I just thought like people were saying, oh, like Declan Rice was anonymous, but it's like when West Ham ain't bleeding through their eye sockets, yeah, and their ears and their noses, yeah. This is kind of he like not that I'm not saying he didn't play well, but it's like I'm not quite sure what you're looking for from Declan Rice. I understand what you might be looking for 100 M's, but from this player in particular, I'm not quite sure what you want. You might want him to start doing new things or things that he maybe does sporadically, and that's not his game. That's not the basis of his game. I thought the way he obviously it's pre-season, so I'd probably expect a bit more in the league, but like in terms of like the mold of what I expect from him, it weren't too far. Like I wouldn't expect him to do much more. And
he's the main man at West Ham. Everything goes through him at West Ham.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is though, yeah, I said when they're not bleeding through their eyes and they were in a relegation scrap, so that should let you know.
Part of the season, yeah.
Yeah, like when everything's guaning, Souček's looking a bit good. Souček, no, because when it's all clicky, Souček's looking time ago. No, but what I'm saying is in those moments though, you could see Souček. You can see Kufal. Decky Rice is more a guy that comes to the fore when the situation is bleak. You get me? So, but anyway, this was my take on the game. I thought Mount kind of looked similar to what I've seen from them already. Like I didn't see nothing much new. I thought this is another thought I had. I thought, is Havertz getting in Trossard's way a bit in terms of him getting into? Because I feel like
I'm not sure. Yeah. I feel like where
thought.
Havertz is kind of playing at the minute, or has been kind of deployed, is in that like midfield zone. And I'm not gonna lie, man. And I understand Havertz's quality. I think Arteta's probably got a big job on his hands. I thought he's had a big job at Arsenal full stop, and he's proven me wrong there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he manages to get some lemonade out of this lemon. But the Havertz in midfield thing at the minute, I'm just not sure how quickly he's going to be able to adapt, and I guess what the ceiling is for him in this position. It's a tough on-the-job learning task I think he's got on his hands there, man.
It's pre-season, so I'm not judging him too much on I'm waiting to see what happens in the league. I'm just saying in terms of new people breaking into that first 11, because that's the main thing for me, is that Arsenal had a first 11 good enough to win the league. There's no debate on that. Good enough to beat all the teams you need to beat to win the league. Yeah. Problem was a squad. Yeah. Nah, this is the other thing I thought. I thought for the first time, I thought, he can get the combinations wrong though. Like not every combination's gonna work the same. That's what's different and interesting. We got to see where that goes here. And the other take I had was Saka en route to being world class. We don't need to speak about that. Cheers. I'm sold already, but
After yesterday.
no, I'm sold. Okay, in stocks, all stocks in on red. Love.
Fair.
And the other one I've got is Timber. You see Timber. So like, you see how guys are like, like maybe expecting a bit more from Declan Rice. Timber is just here.
Yeah, I thought he was a tad off. Like there was a lot. He looked a bit sluggish yesterday. I'll be honest, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, he's here to do the work, though.
No, and I respect that.
There's not drip for sale. He's not part of the. Let me do something to get on a cool meme or highlight.
No,
Let me
works.
just do the work, and I'm going to check my barber for the shape up after.
Mm-hmm. Minimal. Yeah. No. I respect it, man. I'll be watching him closely because I rate him highly, especially on the ball. I think he's going to surprise people in terms of how good he is on the ball.
So, Martinez, at what point are we going to get the armband and then
strap it?
Yeah, because I'm not sure what's happening here. I'm seeing like other people with the armband. I've even heard wild shouts like Varane and armband. Let's stop being stupid. Like, at what point does I know he's young.
It's Bruno.
I know he's young. I know he's 5'3". I know he's only been in England for 64 days. I know this. Mm-hmm. But at what point are we gonna say?
Yeah, he was rattling into guys like there were 3 points on the line, and that kind of got everyone going. A lot of people online were like, "Oh, if he gets taken out, United finish 10th." There was a little bit of needle, man, and I think you're always going to get that with him. But it's a very welcome addition to a Man United team who are sometimes soft. And I don't want to see Shaw play against Saka ever again. That's all. That's my final take on the game.
I'll be very brief, guys. It's very important to remember that Arsenal's first team is pretty much set, okay? Xhaka's gone, but Rice is going to slot in there. Everything we're seeing from everyone else on the pitch right now, whether it's Havertz or if it's Fabio Vieira or Timber or Tomiyasu playing out of position, it's Arteta trying new things because he knows his main thing is good enough. Now he's just working on plan B for this preseason, so we need to bear that in mind. And I want to just make it clear right now.
What do you think he changed anything yesterday?
Yeah, he had Tomiyasu playing left back. Didn't he? I saw the lineup, but I didn't see it. He started Timber. He started Timber, and he had Rice playing in the 6th role instead of Partey. And
I can imagine seeing some of that stuff.
And Havertz.
Totally honest.
But if you look at that team, and Arsenal's preferred 11 from last season, it's not the same team.
No. And obviously, it's extremely early in the preseason kind of fixtures and whatnot. And loads of players aren't even getting 60 minutes yet. That was a big thing. When are they going to start getting an hour, 75 minutes? Yada yada. Yeah. It's extremely early, and you're going to see.
Yeah. And one point I want to make: Scorcher said he sees Havertz getting in Trossard's way. On the subject of Trossard, mark my words, guys, he is going to be the difference maker for this Arsenal team. I know he was there from last season, but he hasn't had a preseason with Arsenal until now. So I think he's going to overshadow all the other recent rivals. Just making sure you guys.
I just asked. I don't know. I have no idea where Havertz is going to play.
I'm not talking about Havertz. I'm talking about Trossard.
I know. I didn't say he's in Trossard's way. I'm saying, is he going to be in his way? That was it. Because I think that the first 11 is set, man. And it's like, I thought the whole angle on Havertz was he can kind of play anywhere, but Trossard can play anywhere, and he does it really well.
Very well.
He does it really well.
I think towards the end of the season, we saw Trossard deployed, like coming off the bench. I think it might have been against West Ham. That's one that sticks out to me. He came on and he played in midfield that day, and he was absolutely mustard, although Arsenal lost. It's possibly something they could cannibalize each other. But as we always say, the cliche is it's a good problem to have. Another good problem to have is Pochettino. He is now at the helm at Chelsea, and they had their preseason fixture yesterday against Brighton at the Lincoln Financial Field, and they ran out 4-3 winners. Mikhailo Mudryk stood out yesterday, which is something that we probably haven't heard enough. But again, it looking like a good problem to have. Mikhailo Mudryk looking sharp, scoring goals, linking up well with Jackson up top. Anything we want to take away from this? Have Chelsea gotten rid of the excess baggage? We'll talk about it later, but I've seen a transfer rumor of a player like Callum Hudson-Odoi set to move to Lazio, I believe. Is Poch cooking on gas, or is this just a little candle?
I think Poch is doing Poch. If you ask me, Poch is doing Poch, and where I think it's unfair on Graham Potter is that Poch is doing this with a reasonably sized squad, not with 55 players in the first team training. And this is what happens when you have a team you can actually put through its paces in a training session without worrying about people having to change on the pitch.
No, without worrying where these other people have got to stand.
Yeah. So I think Chelsea will be okay. I did see the highlights, the Modric Jackson link up. It's good. It must be refreshing for Chelsea fans to not have to deal with I think I saw it referred to online as the Havertz Mount Bermuda Triangle. Yeah. With Modric and Cuckoo and Jackson, it looks like you actually have a equilateral triangle.
Extremely fluid as well and dynamic, which at times couldn't have been said for the previous Bermuda Triangle. Mark Cucurella, Scorch, you posted this earlier in the group. He was extremely honest and came out and spoke about his struggles during his first season at Chelsea. What do we think about the £60 million backup fullback? What are our hopes or expectations for him this season? Big season ahead, I believe.
Are you asking me? I have no idea what to expect. But what I do know is he came out publicly and said, like when you're used to playing at club with a different stature, it's sometimes it's really difficult going to a good club and playing for actually 3 points each game. And some of us don't react well to pressure, like me being one of them. I'm paraphrasing, but I weren't really too sure if that is the kind of speech that Ashley Cole, or Ashley Young, to be fair.
You never Ashley Young said that, yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't. And I just started thinking about Paulo Ferreira and Ivanovic, and it just wasn't. It sounded out of place. And then I just thought, Poch would understand that. And it made me think, Chelsea, this could be a new Chelsea. And Poch is at the right place. He's the right man for the job. When I looked at the team sheet, players, you wouldn't necessarily get in a gold pack on Ultimate Teams. He seems the man for the job. Opinion.
We know Poch has worked with fullbacks in the past. Your Danny Roses, your Carl Walkers, your Luke Shaws. The list goes on.
I got some other takes though on the game. Sterling under Poch. I'm telling you, that's a bad bit.
Why so?
Because Sterling is at a different stage in his career.
Not south, not north, but yeah.
At a different stage in his career, yeah. But in Cuckoo, the finish, he's showing quality already. Because I had to double
is
check
that a poacher type trait that you can't teach that.
There's no drill for that.
Let it bounce off
Jackson, you. I don't know if I'm being a bit cheeky. Is he the new Drogba? Because he's helping to make those around him
a facilitator.
Facilitation. So I'm gonna facilitate 4. Take 1 for me. 4 for you, 1 for me.
Selfless.
I got a bit of that. that was my main take about Chelsea. About Brighton, I was gonna say, has De Zerbi made a bit of coaching?
So you just cut out. You just cut out.
Has Roberto De Zerbi somehow Danny Welbeck into a striker?
I jumped out a window on this early, and I was saying silly things. I got carried away. I think he probably scored about 3 goals in 6 games, and I said, England caller, recall, Gareth. So I'm glad we're kind of adjacent. You're not going as crazy as me, but yeah, man, it's a player that I like. He's been struck down with injury for numerous times, so it's good to see him getting a nice little run, man.
I feel like he might have been struck with COVID back when we didn't know what it was.
In the autumn of 2019, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was residual effects that we weren't. Boom.
Bad flu.
Yeah. Dennis Undav. Some things. I just want to ask, how many goals do we want from Dennis Undav this season? Because I'll be honest, I've seen some things. Because the touch and finish.
I'd go back to 10 and 10 Solly March. I think De Zerbi said he wants 10 and 10 from Solly March and 10 and 10 possibly from Trossard when he was previously of the Brighton Parish. 10 Prem, because I think he's going to come alive in the spring again. But yeah, 10 is where I'm peaking, man. Any more, Jess and Dove? No, not really.
No, my guy at Brighton is the other guy, man.
In Cecil.
Yeah.
We can't put pressure on young in Cecil yet. We can't put GA and output pressure on him. But Dennis Undav, no.
We'll see. I feel like most teams this season are going to pick up where they left off. I think everyone's going to be. I expect the table to be the exact same as it was. Pretty much. I feel like everyone's made the same improvements.
Interesting.
By the way, the intensity in that game as well.
Hey, we saw a red card in a friendly. I love it. Too
sure about him, by the way. Is it Van Heck?
Yes.
I've been waiting to see him and see.
He was all action yesterday.
Yeah, but I'm not really. Every time I've seen him, I'm trying to work out what data they were searching for, because it's not computing for me. He's just got Van in his name.
Computers ain't computing. Yeah, you can go a long way with that cheeky Van, man. Is what I will say. Before we move on, everyone inside, please make sure you hit the like button. Help 4 young brothers trying to make it in this cruel world. It goes a long way. Speaking of young brothers trying to make it, we need to talk on this, man. We need to speak about this youngster. Just a young brother trying to make a way. How do we feel about the latest developments with Kylian Mbappe and the PSG saga? Scorch, I know you have your opinions about this, so we're not going to speak about. You're not going to get to go on this. Chris, you're clutching the Holy Bible. It's Sunday. Hopefully, you can spread the good word about Kylian Mbappe.
You know, I was reading the Bible this morning with my family, and we realized money is the root of all evil. And Kylian Mbappe, I will keep you in my prayers and ask God to free you of the lust for money, because, bro, like, just say no. Just say no. Like, just say no. It's okay. Like, just say no. Like, you want to win the champs. We hear that. You stayed at PSG when you heard they got Messi. Didn't work out, bro. It's okay. Just move. Force through the team. Pack your bags. Fly to Spain. Go sit down with Florentino Perez.
Get it done.
Like, just go sit with my man. But they may not even want him though, because they got Vinicius.
No.
Like, they just signed a striker too.
Markets move, man. Things don't stand still. Sliding doors moments, that's a real thing where you miss your chance and then it's gone.
If he went to Arsenal, I can't lie, I would definitely be scared if he went Arsenal on some weird Mbappe's now in North London. Like he could be like signing for Arsenal. I can't.
I wonder. I think
Scorch
would like the rollout for that one. They'd have to get that one right, man. They'd go heavier than the Declan Rice rollout. Jess, when I was writing my notes for this, Mbappe was linked with Arsenal, and then there was an update which came through, and he ended up being linked to a team called Al Hilal, which I am not too up to date with. They are a Saudi club, and they've begun the process of trying to sign 24-year-old Kylian Mbappe. He hasn't travelled with the PSG squad to Asia. If you are Kylian Mbappe, Jess, put yourself in his shoes. What do you do? Do you take the move for unlimited amounts of money, or do you stay in Europe, fight for the established silverware?
I think he's trapped. He's in a very difficult position. I think to get out of PSG, he has to take the move to Al Hilal and use that as a stopgap.
Like a conduit.
Yes, whatever it's called, that because like you said, markets move. The Madrid train has moved on. Mm-hmm. This Arsenal train, as good as it sounds, it's not realistic. No one has the kind of money he's now become accustomed to. And I'll correct Chris, because being a God-fearing man myself, the actual saying is that the love of money is the root of all evil, not money itself. And the way he loved money is going where he is. So it's a shame that arguably one of the best players in the world is gonna, in the prime of his career, is gonna be playing in the desert. And
scary.
Is that gonna? And if he goes there, for me, it's just another PSG scenario. They're gonna give him loads of money, and when he wants to leave, he's gonna realize, no, this isn't a team I'm up against. It's a whole nation with resources. So it's not gonna be as straightforward as I like. So if he does sign for Al Hilal, he'll just be stuck there until he retires.
Yeah, might not be able to make it out.
Yeah, he's 24, so till he's 30, essentially. Yeah, it's sad it ended like this, man.
Sad, hate to see it. Good question from Mohammed. Mohammed, welcome back to the stream. He says, where is Mbappe not surplus to requirements? It's a decent little question. I feel like a lot of teams are currently stacked in that left wide forward position. He is undoubtedly one of the best players in the world. But yeah, which team is crying out for an Mbappe at the minute? Or, as we said, has the market moved?
In the Premier League, could he work at Man City?
You got Jack Grealish there cooking now a little bit.
Could he work at United? Yeah, United.
Dumb question. Out on the.
Who would you rather?
Just signed a new contract.
Who would you rather have? And that's I'd
rather Mbappe. However, I'm not in charge, unfortunately. And yeah, Marcus Rashford has just signed that new deal to 2028. I find it hard to believe that Mbappe would make the move, for being totally honest and realistic.
Bayern Munich?
Good. It's the money.
Into Miami?
That would make sense. No, I'm with that. I'm with it.
We cannot be sending European jewels out to Miami on South Beach. Not just yet. You can't take his talent to South Beach just yet.
I'm with it. I'm so with it, because David Beckham cried when Messi scored that free kick. I'm with it. You could get Will Smith doing the roll up, welcome to Miami. Like, it works. I'm with it.
Get man on your social media team. Let's not lie here, man. Mbappe is starting to become like a Nelka. Wow, high praise indeed.
I don't think that's praise.
I know.
Oh, what to say?
City would even ship Grealish on a one-way flight to Timbuktu. Barcelona need a star that would bring the Messi magic back, and Mbappe would be that. Thoughts?
That overdraft they've got right now.
What's a little bit more depth, man?
It's like, you know, when you're trying to get the babes like back to your house. You're in overdraft. You're pre the Insta. You're in overdraft. You're pre the Insta. Like they could try it, but La Liga are shutting it down. These men were struggling to actually like keep their contract renewal.
Keep the lights on, keep the floodlights on. Yeah, an absolute shambles. And talking about lights and house. And things that you need to keep things ticking over. We talked about the top table. So now we're talking about furniture. It's interesting we're talking about furniture because one Harry Kane, this is not him pictured here. I thought it was initially. That is a reporter, I believe, from Bild, who revealed a Harry Kane Bayern Munich shirt in front of a unimpressed Ange Postecoglou. And it's supposedly been said and not backed up, I must say, that Harry Kane's wife, Kate, has been house shopping in Munich. What say you, gaffers? Is this move happening?
Scorch, this is on you.
Guys, man.
Guys or guys?
Guys with a Y.
Oh, okay.
YZE. When I saw the way Tottenham started off in the market, clear vision, you know. People, and just when my brethren hit me up and said, "Oi, Daniel Levy, he's worked it out." That's when I went, "Ooh." That's the moment. Normally, when Tottenham are selling our best asset, you get me? So I've got to be honest with you. I think we've come to that moment, and we've heard little rumblings from Postecoglou, like, you know, people starting to imagine a world without Kane, like not shooting it down, like, you know, like saying like we need some, you know, finality on the situation, as opposed to
he's been
So with that said, yeah, I'll be honest. I think it could happen, and to be honest, I'd much rather sell Kane than lose him on a free, because losing him on a free is the same thing as selling him without money.
Yeah. And I guess I think the FFP as well. It's just a big positive.
FFP is so far removed from Tottenham's
realm,
our journey. It's kind of like you know, like way down the road, yeah. And it's like you can't really see the next bit of the road because of the horizon. It's just that kind of joint. Yeah.
That's where we are with the FFP. Kane in Bayern Munich, supposedly they are preparing a bid of 100 million euros. Do we think that's enough to get Levy signing him over?
I think two things.
Go on, Chris.
How did they know she wasn't there for her Volkswagen, her Mercedes, Adidas? How put there for a list of things?
Now we're making assumptions.
And all of a sudden he's going 100 M's. I can't lie. Daniel Levy looks like the kind of man he wants a little bit more. Like, you know, when you go to a Nigerian party and you've had your first plate of jollof rice, you know,
run it back. Yeah. And the Tupperware as well.
And the Tupperware. Now you're looking at Auntie, she's looking at you.
I've seen you before. Yeah. Third lap.
TV, man. Yeah, I think he'll want more money for Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane's worth more than 100 M's. Like, at least a 110 or a 120 to get Harry Kane out of Tottenham. Like,
Jess, do you think? Oh, sorry, Chris, please continue.
Sorry, just a 120.
Just a 120. Jess, is that enough to get Kane signed up and over into the Bundesliga, getting all that silverware that he covets so much? Is that enough?
I think so. I think it's enough, and it might seem like a lot of money, but Bayern saw what happened this last season. It was a bit shaky. So it's a double edge. What was that?
It was a bit shaky.
Yeah. It was a bit shaky.
I'm busting up because, bro, that is the as funny as it sounds, yeah, bro. I've been thinking this. They're talking about Kane to help them win the Champions League, and that is true. That is definitely true.
First and foremost.
Listen, that thing there got a bit.
Yeah, I get nervous, but I'm a little bit shaky.
You know what happened? You know what's mad? Yeah, you got to understand this. Seb Haller's going to be there from the start of the season now.
Yeah. A healthy Seb.
So they can't take any chances. So I think, because I said before that the 100 mil was too much for Kane, but it's what it's worth to Bayern Munich. It's very hard. No one has ever won a league 11 times, 12 times in a row.
Yeah, it's
that's
the big one.
It's a good move. I'm so a bit shocked that Kane would be for the Bayern move,
So I did a little bit deeper digging into this, and supposedly there are no quotes. Supposedly she's been looking for a week. However, I think she's like 8 months pregnant. So in terms of sources, this is like a tier 4 source, but I think we're allowed to dream. We're still in silly season.
Let's entertain it.
Yeah, and that's what we are. It's either education or entertainment. We're doing both. This is a good question from MMB. Would Kane be the face of Bundesliga?
No way. No way.
No.
2 no's straight away. Scored. What do you think?
Bundesliga?
Who is the current face? Do they have a standout star?
I think the two things meet in the middle, and Thomas Muller passes him the ball there and shouts at other people in German. You get this weird kind of Harry Kane, the English. Starts to connect, and next thing you know, he speaks just a little bit of German, and I think it clicks.
Then he's gone. It's like Matty Cash. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll probably circulate in the group. He's done a Polish advert, and it's just wonderful. He doesn't even speak Polish, but yeah, I'd love to see it. Good question though, MMB. If Levy doesn't sell on Kane Walks for free, I'm gonna look forward to Levy getting dragged through the streets, hung, drawn, and quartered.
Does Kane go to Bayern Munich for like the whole 5 years? Like, does he get a 5-year contract at his age?
Loads of people keep saying that it's a route for him to get back to the Prem and then finish off his work, but I'm not so sure about that, man. I think that's a little bit of Hollywood goal 3, goal 4. Like, it's a weird story, but I don't think it actually plays out like that. So,
you know what I can really see? I can really see Kane going to Bayern for about 4 years, and then he goes to United, and it's viewed initially as, like that. Oh yeah, like, backup striker. Nah, he's gonna come and play. And get his
go ahead of Højlund. Yeah. Get Højlund back on that bench if he ever ends up signing. We shall see how this one plays out. But yeah, shout out to everyone looking for houses and whatnot abroad.
Also, quickly,
please just.
There was a comment, Mohammed. I don't see a difference between Kane with Spurs without. Anyway, I think he's saying basically Spurs will be the same with or without Kane. Yeah.
I was going to say, is this your burner account?
Yeah, it's my burner account. I don't see a difference. Yeah, well, that's what he says. Yeah, I do see a difference. Yeah, I genuinely believe Spurs will be better without Harry Kane. And it sounds weird.
Been beating this drum for a while.
I've been beating this drum for a long time. It sounds weird because it sounds like I'm saying Harry Kane is not a good football player. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, it's like saying Manchester United would have been better without Ronaldo when he came back. Yeah, I'm not saying he's no good. Yeah, but I'm just saying he holds them back. All right. So I think, understand. So I think, Kane needs to leave Spurs. I think he knows this now. I feel like Daniel Levy knows it as well, because he's not allowing Spurs to grow like this. It's like when your dad is a great man, you're living in his shadow. You're never going to be anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Timothy Ware,
Jordy Cruyff, anyone whose name ends in Beckham. Do you understand?
Any of the juniors, yeah. Anyone
apart from Neymar Jr.
Yeah.
You know what I was saying? Do you know what I was saying? And this is where I agree with Jess here. Because Kane's kind of got to the point where he kind of gives you a baseline. So because he gives you a baseline, you know exactly what you're going to get from him. You start to build upon that. Or in Tottenham's case, Daniel Levy's case, cut corners around it. Being honest, yeah. Whereas somebody like Gareth Bell, As in, he's allowing you to dream a bit. Like he will make 1 and 1 not equal 2. 1 + 1 = 13. Left back, hat-trick. Like he will behave like that. Now, and so I think with that said, you can never really try and build around that. Like you can't build around someone that's gonna just pick it up and just shoot from 30 yards on his right foot and score a winner at the end of the game.
No, not sustainable. No.
You can build upon Harry Kane scoring 10-headed goals. These are the kind of things you can kind of skirt around. Richarlison got 1 league goal, 3 goals all comps.
Mm-hmm.
And I do agree with Jess. I think you will see different ideas allowed to flourish, and new paths and directions and new responsibilities even.
Respect it. In terms of new paths and new directions, the Women's World Cup, I don't know if it's been playing in your households, but it definitely has been running in mine. Yesterday, the Lionesses, would you say, stuttered their way to a 1-0 win against Haiti? What did we make of the opener, if we did see it, for the Lionesses? I was taken aback by one player in particular, and it wasn't a Lioness.
Oh, what? I didn't watch the game.
Fair. Number 6.
She's like 19.
Good morning.
She's cold.
What a serious player. Gonna go all the way to the top is probably I'm probably holding back. She's one of the best female players I think I've ever seen.
I'll be honest. This is my list. Bronze is my guy, female guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then there's a German girl. I don't know if she's going to be fit in time to really play, but she's so sick they've taken her anyway. Lena Oberdorf. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new guy. This is the new girl. The
Money.
Oh,
yeah.
Bro, she's wearing the 6. That tells you intelligence. Yeah. But what she's doing, if you try a thing on her, she's gonna hit you with some ability. Like,
Sure.
do you know what she's like? You know when we speak about Gucci Max, yeah, and we say Effie could do this, Effie could do that, and the things we're talking about kind of use his brain basically. Finished article.
Mm-hmm. No. She's a serious player, and yeah, it's right that she's at Lyon, who absolutely boss women's football. But yeah, it's been an exciting little World Cup so far, man. Couple of shocks. Jamaica got the draw today. So
Reggae girls.
Pick up the Reggae girls, man, flying the flag.
Big loss.
Oh yes. Khadija, you've got to send off, but fingers crossed, she won't be needed. Against Panama. I guess in terms of footballing results and whatnot, that brings us to the end of that. However, it's time for sign out. We're just going to talk about a few different random transfers and random transfer stories we have heard since we last aired. And the first one I have for you, gentlemen, is this piece of hot property. Ismaila Sarr going to Marseille. Who expected it would have ended like this? 12 months. Who would have thought it? He's going to link up with Aubameyang in Marseille. Is that a good move? Heavily linked with Liverpool, Man United, probably about a season or two ago, and he's just in Ligue 1 now. Marseille. Interesting.
P to the max.
Yep. He done all he can do with Watford. It's a good move. I think was he Snigglies?
Yes.
Good. So that French African culture, let him play in his comfort zone.
So
where he is right now in Watford, I don't feel like he's very happy.
Lost his mate João Pedro as well. João Pedro got his move to Brighton. He doesn't probably want to be lifting the load, and he's done a fair bit there. But I didn't expect him to move to Marseille. I'll be keeping an eye on that and seeing if he can be the supply line to get my beloved Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang back.
Is that code for do his running?
Someone's got to do it. Seen that guy, Jesus Christ. Another player who has been heavily linked with a move away we mentioned earlier is Callum Hudson-Odoi. We don't really hear him being referred to as Caltech as much anymore, which is a shame because it was all the rage when he first burst on the scene. But yeah, it's just Callum Hudson-Odoi nowadays, linked with a move to Lazio. How do we think this plays out? A lot of young Englishmen are now planning their trade in Serie A. I love it. People going abroad, testing themselves, new climates, new cultures, yada, yada, yada. How do you think this plays out for Callum Hudson-Odoi?
Not well.
It's, as Boys to Men said, the end of the road.
So we can.
Just, please. Speaketh, man.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna like what I say, because I like to remind you people that I love black people. But Callum Hudson-Odoi I do not love. Yeah. What's that thing? He took Chelsea to the cleaners.
Lie.
He lied. And he took Chelsea to the cleaners for that contract and then proceeded to do nothing. I believe that there may have been an injury somewhere in there.
Yeah, the Achilles injury. I remember him and Ruben Loftus-Cheek got it around a similar time, which is a shame. And then Tuchel came in, and Tuchel had him playing like wing back at times, which I don't think is his best position, if I'm being fair to him. But yeah, it hasn't been pretty viewing, man. Went out to Leverkusen,
and then what he said, Leverkusen,
that didn't hit.
He said he prefers Leverkusen because their style suits his style. He's very attacking style. Yeah. I checked his numbers at the point of that statement, and they were all zeros. G and G's best friend A.
Looking like binary code, but without the ones.
It's all off.
Big shame, man. Big shame. Do you think Lazio's a place where he can refine his form? He'll be linked up again with Maurizio Sarri?
He's landed. He's somehow once again landed on his feet.
Okay, you call that a landing on his feet, yeah?
Lazio are in a great moment with a stable gaffer, decent team.
Who knows him?
Who knows him well, will give him the opportunity that he hasn't really earned yet. May deserve because, but he hasn't earned it yet. Because for me, in my humble opinion, he's not yet become a real footballer.
Oh.
But the problem, Scorcher, you're right. And to make it even worse, he's on stupid money.
That's crazy.
I'm out. All stopped.
Like I say, every time we mention it, I haven't seen loads of players like him at youth level football. And I know how much weight Scorch places on, as he calls it, kids football. But he was electric, man. Burst on the scene.
So when was that? What?
We're looking at about 4 or 5 years now. Maybe
4 is being polite. I think 4 is polite.
Time flies, man. Look at it. Like, didn't go on tour. Yeah, it's tough, man.
Guys, we need to stop rating youth team football, For this is one of many reasons, okay? When you see a kid playing youth team football, ripping it up, you're like, oh my gosh, he's so good. And then he vanishes. He doesn't make any first appearances and he just vanishes, Go back and look at the people he's playing against, And you realize that they were all nobodies. He'd done all those things against nobodies. No one on the pitch where he was playing made it. Okay, they were just fillers. They were NPCs. Okay, which is why I give no credit to youth team football. It's just me, guys. But what do I know? I was an armchair gaffer. I'm just a guy on a computer screen. What is it? It's like 1 in every 3,000 youth team players actually make it, or is it less than that?
Yeah, because it's an extremely difficult industry to make it into.
Exactly.
Find that numbers. But then everyone who does make it, they played youth football, so you might want to put some bearing or weight on it. No,
because someone's got to make it. You got to let someone through. You got to replenish the stocks. It's a no-brainer. But I'm saying I can't say, oh yeah, he was good in the youth team, because I've seen it too many times. Yeah, not just for my team, for loads of teams. Players tear up the youth leagues, get their first team call up, and then it's like you just wasn't that good.
And then next thing they're 25.
And then they're 25, or they're just Lingard,
who's perennially 25, but the reality is he's closer to I don't want to say the number now. It's a shame. It's a shame. Yeah, that Bayern Munich bid messed everything up, man. Shout out to Callum Hudson-Odoi's brother as well, man.
Brad.
Yeah,
Shout out, Brad.
Doing it for the fam. Speaking of another horrendous signing, and it just doesn't make any sense. What do you think of this? And why does the Al Nassr thing look like a press conference for some
UNICEF concept design?
What's going on? What is that? Alex, will you be sad to see him depart Old Trafford, Chris? What are your feelings on Alex Telles? Nothing player?
I will never forget the goal he scored in the Champions League against Villarreal. Other than that,
wish him all the best.
That was it, really. Yeah, that was it. The goal against Villarreal.
Guys, before we go and continue about the Saudi League, I want to say it now before I forget, yeah? I'm actually in the group chat. I don't remember. But I know what's going to happen in the world of football now, okay? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, Saudi Arabia are going to keep attracting players because they have more money than we can fathom, yeah? This is in all honesty, okay? They're going to keep attracting players. There's no financial fair play because they're not under UEFA and their league doesn't implement it, obviously. They're going to keep attracting players. 5 years' time, they're going to have teams that are quite decent. Like we're seeing Al Nassr, is that Ronaldo's team?
Yeah.
Losing preseason matches, yeah, after he said that the level in Europe isn't what it was. But anyways, in 5 years' time, that won't be the case. Okay, Al Nassr's and Al Ettifaq's and Al Ali's, all these teams are going to be quite good. Okay, they're going to be attracting all the players from Europe into Saudi Arabia, and the European leagues are all going to get together and have to create a European Super League to challenge the Saudi League. I'm going to keep saying this every stream until you guys realize what I'm saying is true. European Super League is coming thanks to Saudi Arabia.
Heard it here first, guys. Live and direct. Watch out for that. I'll start the timer on the 5-year prediction. Now, let's go. This is one I didn't see coming. Raul Jimenez. People still want to buy him in 2023 after seeing him struggle to do the basics post his horrific injury sustained against Arsenal a few years back. Fulham have been linked with him for big money. Is this the biggest waste of money we'll see this summer?
Yes,
100%.
What's the rumored figure?
I believe it was around the 40 million pound mark, which is beyond anything I would ever fathom at this current moment. Why is he worth that? He's probably scored a grand total of 5 goals in 3 or so years.
My Bible's not even with me. Oh my gosh, 40 mil.
I'm possibly wrong. I could be massively wider than Mark.
How much is he worth? If he was to sign for a team right now, what, 11? 8?
Wait, hold on, Waltz. Are you sure you ain't moved?
12.
You know when sometimes you get the decimal point in the wrong.
I think that's possibly what it is. It looks like the gaffers have got me. They're saying it's 2.5 mil, and then I'm seeing 4 mil as well. So that could be the decimal point. But still, that is a lot of money for nothing. Raul's finished, man. It's a
state of the nation. The state of the nation.
We are in dark times. Gaffers, before I move on to the next sign out, please make sure you hit the like button and get this promoted as high as possible. We're trying to build this season. One which popped up on our radar just before coming on air. I had to fact check it because I was sick to my stomach with what I saw. So I'm going to stand aside because I'll probably get us cancelled. But Scorch, the floor is yours. What do you make of Wilfried Zaha of the Crystal Palace parish, or formerly, signing for Galatasaray, it seems, in very advanced stages? Wilfried Zaha to Galatasaray. Scorch, the floor is yours.
You know what it is, Walt? Some people play the game, for the love of the game. They just love the game. Some people play
up for kids,
yeah, when you first started that, and some people play for the love of the money, and what they can do with the money, and then there's Wilfried Zaha
in his own category.
Just all of the talent, all of the suitors, settling for racism in Istanbul on a free, and potentially and potential. Those weekly bonuses. You know, you might get appearance bonus, loyalty bonus, goal, all potential, all kind of dependent on what the vibe is.
I still can't believe it. You just look at them like, why is this happening? Yes, can you explain this?
Money. No. So guys, I don't understand what's happening with Zaha, because I was under the impression he'd only been back at Palace for like 2 or 3 years. Don't ask me why I thought this. He's been back there since leaving Manchester United for 8 years. Okay, what hasn't he done in these 8 years for anyone to think, oh, I know, I'll have some of that? Yeah, I'm going to say as well, he was on a big contract, which made Palace ask for stupid money. I think at one stage, they wanted 80 million. That's why Arsenal went and got Pepe. But it's his own fault for signing contracts and having no end product.
I'm trying to understand. He's on a free.
He can go anywhere.
He could spin the globe.
I saw him linked with PSG. Like, bro, he could decide. You know what? I'm done with football on a serious level. I'm gonna go to MLS and enjoy lifestyle. I might want to travel the world. I might want to, teach people how to take their man on 1v1 in Japan, because I know they do a lot of teamwork. So I'm gonna go there and show them how to 1v1 it up the thing.
Yeah.
No, he's chosen to go to a hotbed of racism.
A hotbed of racism. I love that.
Yeah, really. That's. I don't have much more for you.
All for the price of the cheeky veneers on the back streets. Like, this is bro. This is
Chris. His hairline is intact.
It's intact.
He's already got his teeth done.
This is what I said. A man's got the veneers done right. Hair tack's decent. Hairline's decent. Bro, you don't need to be in Turkey, bro. You could have gone to America. You could have been a little baby in them at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he could, and he's got the drip for all of that stuff, man.
Exactly.
NBA finals, playoffs. You could go a little clubbing.
Your parents are from Ivory Coast. You speak French at home. You're from a Francophone country. You could have gone PSG. You could have been speaking French.
I raised you one thing: Champions League football.
No. So basically, funny you say that. I heard a thing on the radio a few days back. Because of Turkey's coefficient, even if you win the league, you still have to qualify for the Champions League proper.
I don't even know why he went. No, sorry. Who was his agent and who was in these talks when? It makes sense.
Do you know, guys? Honestly, I feel like they sometimes on like YouTube Shorts, and it will like have a badge above someone's head, and it'll be like, what club should I join?
Yeah.
Bam, and it's just
we got it.
Galatasaray.
Wow. He's probably like, shit, I wish I would have rejigged it. But yeah, let's see how that plays out.
How good is he?
Good in. I think it's too soon to be going to Turkey to play his trade. If I'm being totally honest, when I look at the teams he was linked with, I don't think he's probably as good as he once was. You could see that Palace were.
How good was that?
He was one of the best wingers in the league. Now I don't even think.
He was 2 steps below Hazard, in my opinion.
6,
3
5,
steps
6
below
years.
Hazard.
Nah, not for me.
Wilfried Zaha. Yeah,
not for me.
Wilfried Zaha is, funny enough, this player. He's Yannick Bolasie / Takrat. Yeah, he's in that league. So you watch him. Yeah, if you watch him for 20 minutes, yeah, in a game, and stop watching, you assume, yeah, he got like 2 assists or goal in that game. Okay, and then you go back to the game and you realize, no, he got nothing and nothing. Okay.
What about the week after?
Week after, he'll score an outrageous goal on his left, but do nothing in the entire game.
What about in Europe?
What, go on holiday? What? Yeah.
No.
Just get a couple shots on the pitch of him running. Send it back.
Someone
Put it in
said
the family group chat.
check Galatasaray's squad. Yeah, let me see Galatasaray. They said they got good players. Oh, they got Icardi, Zaniolo.
Yeah.
No, I'm all right. I'm actually good. I'm actually great on that. Thanks a lot to Mezgin. Come on, what level are we talking here?
Angelino. What did they get money?
Europa last.
No, they've always had bread.
Yeah, Galatasaray have had Moolah for a while, but yeah, that team there, that's looking like that might not even make it out of the group stage if they make it to the Champions League. I'll be honest, that's looking like that might not drop into Europa. Icardi in 2023, come on, having a laugh. And one more before we wrap. Can we free this guy from the shackles, man? It's been too long. It's dragging on.
No,
I don't even want to say what it feels like.
Hold on,
that ended 400 years ago, brother.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. What, the shackles of European football?
No. We need to get Dr. Umar Johnson on this,
bro.
man. Like, this is sad. Like, this is actually so sad. They're holding him hostage in Brighton.
No, he signed a contract in January.
he has 10 siblings.
Yeah.
10.
In Colombia. Even he's from Ecuador. He has 10 siblings in Colombia.
That's the ones we don't know of yet. But he needs to feed the family. Like, they're holding this guy hostage. Like, they need to free him, man.
Yeah, free up the bro, man. So he's
signed a contract. Sign a contract.
Sign a contract, big boy.
He's not currently with the Brighton team. De Zerbi is kind of giving him time away, and he says that until he hears otherwise, he will still be a Brighton player. De Zerbi said, yeah, once he hears from his chairman, his boss, that's when things go and things start green lighting and he moves. But yeah, as it stands, he's part of their team, but they are planning to start the season without him.
You know,
think about leaving one of your best players out.
He probably thought they were joking when they said welcome to Death Row Records when he signed that contract in January. He thought they were joking. But you know what it is, yeah? Chelsea need to cough up the money, man. Just pay the money and just get him gone. Like, let him join.
Two failed bids so far, I believe it is.
But the bids that Chelsea are making are supposedly less than the bids Arsenal made back in January. And the difference now is that this man now has a longer, more lucrative contract. So how are you going to bid less money?
And you know what as well, Jess, that you're missing out. And now his siblings have been used to a certain level of lifestyle for 6 months.
Yeah, it's like a marriage. And the divorce. You got to pay for that lifestyle that people become accustomed to, man. But yeah, free the bro, man. It's getting a little bit awkward watching that. And do you know what's funny? If he leaves, Brighton will be just as good. They'll be fine. One last one, sorry. Haven't got the photo for this just yet. Big news in the footballing world. A very exciting young player has been linked with a move to Chelsea. Do you know this player who we're speaking about?
No.
Levi Colwill.
No. It is
Josh McEachran.
Keep got Josh McEachran wherever he is. I hope he's okay. Wow. No, keep going. Think about young, exciting players.
Kanu.
Mohamed Kudus.
No, Premier League. It's this man.
Yes.
This man. Chelsea have submitted a £40 million bid for young Analyse, the Frenchman who's currently out with a hamstring injury sustained in the under-21s tournament in the summer. 40 million, is that there or thereabouts?
I need to speak on this.
Floor is yours.
Take the picture down, please.
Sorry, good sir.
I've given myself full screen cap.
Oh, wow.
Chelsea, I told you about the profile of player you're signing, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Chris, what do you make of it? Proud though, I can't lie. Dr. Umar Johnson would be very proud right now. The team Chelsea are building. But why? Don't do this. Like, they need to stop this, and they need to
another wide player.
They got too many like players that look exactly like him. And it needs to stop. It's got to stop. Like, leave him at Palace, man. Leave him at Palace to develop a couple more years.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
A free kick against Man United, and I can't lie, that ruined my evening when I saw him do that.
Yeah, that was nasty. That.
But
yeah, Elise at Chelsea. Is that a good fit?
It's meaty. It's disgusting.
Nah. Oh, hold on. Isn't Elise basically Hakim Ziyech regen?
Oh
no, I think he's smoother than Ziyech. You know,
he's a little different. He's got.
I think he's got a bit more to his game.
He's French.
Personally,
he's French. He's Algerian. He's got a bit of Nigerian in him. He's lived in London. He's played that London cage football. He's different. I've got stocks invested in him.
Let's go, man.
Wait, Chris, are the stocks invested, yeah? I'll be real, I'm trying to get a little bit of stocks still. I've been like,
get in.
Get
in on the ground.
It's probably the reason why I'm broke. I'm asking you guys to subscribe to the channel.
Please. So Chris can buy more stock, man.
But no, like, he's actually a baller. He is different. Like when I saw him, like first, I think it was at Reading. I want to say Reading.
Yeah.
Well, I first saw him.
Was him and Elise was him and Eze at?
No, he was what? Eze was what? QPR.
Somebody else was at Reading. Was it Richards?
Richards was at Reading, left back. Yeah, I think Richards was at Reading. Richards was at Reading.
Was he there with Reece James, or am I making? I don't know.
I don't even know.
There with somebody else though. I can't remember.
Okay, they were getting it together.
But at least a different kind of baller, man. Like, man can take the free kicks. He can take a player on. I said in the group chat a couple months ago that United should be looking at him before they sign Mount, and I was shot down by a fellow member who's right now on this current stream. Dan, But
why would they don't even play the same position? United have a surplus of players who play on the wing. Why we've signed Anthony for God knows how much to go and sign Elise? It's just not realistic. Personally,
am I crazy for thinking that he could play as in that advanced 8 role?
No, I don't think you are crazy. I think he has the ability, the technical ability, he's just got a little smooth kind of approach to the game where I think he could possibly get by in there. But that's not where I've seen him play his trade, mostly on the outside. So yeah, that's why I shut it down at the time, Chris. Apologies. Let's see how that plays out, man. Could be a Chelsea player by the end of the week, by the next time we stream. I think that brings us to the 90 minutes plus change for this stream. Again, gaffers, love for joining in. It's appreciated. As always, please, before you leave an exit, make your donation with a like. Just hit the like button. That's the only donation we need at this holy house. Anything before we depart, fellas?
That's it.
Please, donations.
What was that?
I'm one of Caicedo's siblings. Like...
You're the 11th sibling. You're the reason he wants more money. Shout out to Caicedo, man. Free up. We have been the gaffers. You have been great as usual. We'll see you later again this week. Make sure you stay close to our socials because we'll be announcing it on there. Until then, stay safe and stay close to the football news because, we need as many updates as we can get. And we'll see you in the week. Peace.